Welcome to season 6, episode 11.
11.
Woo! Of the Wheel Reads. Yeah.
Mm.
11. I'm not sure
All
what
right.
number. Oh, no, it's 129
Ooh.
or 128. One of those two. I'm starting to lose count. I saw my spreadsheet. It's over there somewhere. Yeah. It's
Hi,
somewhere
guys.
up-
We do a
it's
show,
somewhere.
and this is not the first one. Other than that, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we have no idea. I'm going to be Whiskey Allen tonight because I do have a bottle of Basil Hayden. So this podcast is not brought to you by Basil Hayden, but if you guys do want to sponsor us, you totally can.
Oh, yeah.
Or-
Send me free whiskey.
Or Tito's White Monster. If you want to
Tito's
sponsor,
works.
we got that going on here.
Any rum company, Black Seal. Hey guys, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Dark and Stormies.
Yeah.
We will drink and promote the crap out of it. We already do. So, yeah, little housekeeping before we get going. We do have one new patron. So,
Woo!
yeah, so that's
Nice.
B Dog.
What up,
Jan-
B-Dog?
B
That's the name I
Dog.
can pronounce. B-Dog.
Yeah, B Dog. So,
Straight to the point.
yeah, welcome and thank you for joining the patron team. Always, you can find links to our Patreon from thewheelreads.com. So go check that out. As far as giveaways, nothing going on right now. We'll have more coming next month. So stay tuned for that. As far as guests go, we have a guest next week. So that's gonna be fun.
Ooh.
I thought you were gonna say, "I know we have one, but I forgot when."
Yeah, it's next week.
It was
He was
great intro.
He
We
was
do
going to come
things.
on tonight, but he decided that tonight he had to work or something like that. I got to fly inside this room, flying around now. This is going to be annoying the entire time. So if you see me clapping, it's because of flies. So
Does it smell like dead tinker in there? Because that might be it.
it might
Wah,
be.
wah, wah.
Yeah. So yeah. So next week we have a guest. I might have already hinted to Chris who it is, but I'm not going to tell Ian because it's a surprise. It's a return guest. So that's it. And then we have more guests coming. We have 2 other guests lined up for later. So I'll announce those when they come closer. This Friday we're going to be on Talk Around Riyadh. So we'll be on their show. So go check them out. And then this weekend on Saturday night is the next edition of What of Fortune.
Woo!
And our guests are going to be the Black Tower podcast.
Oh, that'll be craziness.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Very tainty. It's going to be be fun. Yeah. So looking forward to that. That's Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So come check it out. Personal life. Guess we're already there already. Let's see. Last weekend I went to my wife's family reunion on her mother's side out in Farmville, Virginia, in the Amish country, past
Pretty out there.
past 7 buggies on the way out there. They have so their family has like it's not a farm, but it's like it's 170 acres or something like that. It's a big plot of land. So and it has a little house on there. No one lives out there anymore, but they'll meet there for and stuff like that. So it was fun.
Cool.
We grilled hamburgers and hot dogs and had a couple kids there all hanging out playing, and they had bubbles and little bubble wands.
Bubbles.
Yeah, bubbles. Yeah, so it was fun. They had a good time. Except it took 5 hours to get back home because my kids were exhausted by the time we left, and they did not do well in the car ride home. So there was a lot of stopping, and yeah. So a 2-hour drive turned into a 5-hour drive.
A 3-hour tour.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like Gilligan's Island by the time I got home. So then I recovered after that. So I ended up drinking coffee to stay awake. And then I stayed up to like 3 a.m. Of course, my kids woke up at 4 a.m. So after 1 hour sleep on Sunday, I just was dead to the world. And
Oh,
that was my weekend. That was my weekend because the rest of my weekend was kind of shot of being
Nice.
So, yay.
Yay.
How about you guys?
Well, I don't want to rub it in, but since I've been on leave, it's been extremely relaxing. A lot of downtime mixed with a little bit of planned activity each day. So staying active, feeling better physically, back and leg, not 100%, but feeling better. We're a couple days into our beach week. I'm at the beach house right now. Everybody's downstairs, I think, having a cornhole tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Meredith and her kids, they're out here for a few days. Of course, I got my kiddos, cousins, and everything. I mean, it's just a good time. I could go on and on about how awesome of a time we're having, but just know it's fantastic and exactly what I needed.
Are you in Nags Head proper or Kitty Hawk?
In Nags Head. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
Cool.
we normally it's I think Kitty Hawk or Kill Devil Hills, one of those two.
Yeah.
But I think I mentioned last time we've had to change houses with the families getting bigger, and but now, gosh, Ryder's going to be a senior, and one of the other cousins going to be a senior, and one just graduated last year. And if they end up not coming, we'll probably do the same house. But if they end up not coming, it's going to feel weird next year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's still little kids to have fun with, but I've enjoyed having the teenage kids out here.
Oh, sure.
Because they'll play all the games with you. Like they're actually real competition in cornhole and spike ball.
Have you ever get on the airfield down there? They have like the $25 plane rides. You can go from the planes.
They've been asking about it. We've got friends that do air tours down here that are better rides than those little quick rides. So we've done those a couple times, and they're like, "Let's do these ones." And I'm like, "Bro, for the $25-$30, you go up, you do one run down the beach, and then you're back down." So I don't know. I'd rather pay the $100 per and do like, a 4-hour tour or something. So
big money, big money.
Yeah. Yeah, just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are cool. If you haven't done it at all, those little tours are neat because you do a quick zip down the beach, see the lighthouses. You can see Andy Griffith's place, and then you land.
Oh. So I guess FAA standards have probably improved. Sorry, I killed the fly, so I don't have tissues. I'm just trying to
mashing it up with his notes.
Yeah, I took a page of my notes to get that thing off. Okay, yeah. So when I was a kid, I'm sure the standards have changed and they don't allow these crappy planes as bad as they were. They probably are just as bad. But we went on one as a kid, and I remember we were trying to figure out how the seatbelts work, and the pilot just turns around and says, "Don't worry about seatbelts." We're like, "What?" Why? He goes, "Yeah, we don't actually bolt the seats to the plane, so they're just kind of shoved in here, so it doesn't matter if you're strapped in or not.
It's not going to do anything.
It's not going to do anything if you're strapped in. The seats aren't attached."
Just climb in and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the only drama we've had was literally right before I came up here to record. We were in the driveway, and I called Ronan over, and he went to do a quick pivot turn around the truck, and instead of turning, he rolled a slide and then got airborne with a little momentum, and he hit the ground and bounced and slid at the same time. And, the scuffed knees, elbows, hands.
He'll never manage to do that ever again.
Yeah. The water works, everything. I mean, we had it took a little while for him to recover, but we got him some ice cream and threw some Band-Aids on there, and he's golden now.
Awesome.
So a couple minutes late today, but that's my fault.
That's all good. We're right on time.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
It's about on par. That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay. Chris, how's Mistborn going?
Straight to it.
I will say work has been something else. It's been super duper busy. The students come back to campus this coming weekend, so I'm actually working 8 to 8 Saturday. So it is not going to be fun, but it is what it is.
Make that money.
Part of the job. That's the thing. I'm taking the comp hour, so I'm like, yeah, you give me the comp hour, so I'm not gonna have you tax me twice.
Yep.
So I will take the day and a half off and enjoy that elsewhere.
Yeah.
But no, we had a really relaxed weekend because I was essentially on call, so I couldn't go anywhere in the event that the university needed me to come and help out. So we made an impromptu. Oh, I had a cousin come up. My cousin Liz. Congratulations to her. She got married. She just went and went to the courthouse and eloped.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool. I was actually supposed to marry her. Like I got ordained and everything, but then we found out how much it took for me to do it versus just going to the courthouse. And I was like, go to the courthouse, get that done. Yeah. So we celebrated that with her and her new husband. And then we made an impromptu trip to the future in-laws' house and spent the entire day and into the night with them. And then Sunday went and hung out with Lily. So she's getting big and cute. I never thought I'd be a cat person, but here I am enjoying my time with kittens. So there's that.
Aw. Yeah,
There are cute
cool.
pictures.
yeah. And if you guys do want updates on Chris's Mistborn, we did do a recording last Sunday, so that's on the YouTube. You can go and check it out. That video is somewhere, and watch Chris's talking about me and Chris talking about book 1
Yeah.
from Air 2. So Allomancy of Law.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Air
so-
2. I'm already on book 2, and let me tell you, already a good book.
Yeah,
Death,
it's
murder,
fun.
kill all over. That's all I'll say.
It's fun. It's fun. It's good times.
Ian, you're missing out. They're quick listens,
Yeah.
especially Air 2. Air 1, when the kids go back to school, you gotta hop in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll get going. I need to.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I gave my wife the first one the other day, and she left it on the bed, so I guess she didn't really want to read it.
That's because she hadn't really dove into it yet.
Yeah, she hasn't got into it. She likes actually fantasy type books. She doesn't like long books. I was like, Mistborn's not that bad. Go check it out. She's
Air 2 is not long at all. So
oh yeah, but I feel like you don't really have to read Arrow 1 first, but
no, but you should.
But you should. So you guys ready? Ready to get going?
Yeah. Well, I guess we could talk about the Wheel of Time.
Yeah, let's talk about the Wheel of
Can I
Time.
make a small confession?
Yeah.
Forgot today was Tuesday because I'm in vacation mode and I don't even have my phone on me the whole time out here. So I technically, the last 12 minutes of the 3rd chapter, I have not finished.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a surprise to me when we get there. Hopefully it's
not
like,
much.
oh man, I was hoping it would be like a pow, and then I'm like, what?
You're fine.
Yeah.
So chapter 19, Matters of Toe. And you guys predicted that it would be about the hanging, and it's
not at all.
Not at all.
No, that's not entirely true.
Oh, they mentioned it, and the icon's the Lion of Andor, because we're actually in Kyrian. I guess we're going back to Camelin.
Can I give another confession?
But we're not.
Another confession. Okay, I knew we were 3 chapters, but again, vacation mode. I did 20 and 21 all the way through, and I got into 22 a little bit.
Okay. So you didn't read 19.
22 is great, Chris. I have no idea what's going on with that. 22 is awesome.
All right.
I am so sorry, you guys. This is the first time I've done that.
Vacation mode. It's all right.
I love it.
I'm sorry.
It's awesome.
It's okay.
So Rand doesn't sleep well. Yeah, that's how we start. He's having drams about the Age of Legends and the breaking of the worlds, and it looks like loses memories for the most part.
I was gonna say he wasn't having dreams; he was having lucid dreams, which I was like, that's not a good sign. I really think he needs to confess to somebody that he is completely losing it. See what I did there? I'm working on my dad jokes. I'm cat dad, apparently. So does that count?
Well, so Chris, I've thought that before, that he needs somebody he can confide in about this, but who would it be? Like, who could he trust to talk to about this?
You can talk to Liz.
he does talk to Liz.
Chris.
He could talk to Avienda.
That's true. You know what? I think like Avienda and maybe even Elaine to some extent would kind of support him through it no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I think
I mean, it's rough sharing
right now because she's the one that's most dedicated to keeping him safe at the moment.
Yeah, but as a guy early on in younger, inexperienced relationships, it's nerve-wracking to share the things that expose your biggest flaw, your biggest weakness. When you're young and dumb, you try to cover that up. When you're older, you're like, you show it up front and go, this is, if you could deal with this, you can deal with me. But when you're young, right? When you're young, you try and hide that shit.
Mm-hmm. Stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it is definitely what it is.
He needs it. I just don't know who that person would be. That's my problem.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's kind of. Well,
why I got a dog.
He didn't really like it. He didn't really like it, but Moraine kind of filled that purpose, even though he didn't like it.
I mean, he admits it a couple times, like, yeah, I'm glad I listened to Moraine about this. Glad I listened to Moraine about that.
He missed out when he was gone.
Yeah, again, you just get a good dog, and then you don't have to worry about all that. You just talk to the dog. You could be talking to Luz out loud, but everybody think you're talking to the dog. And that works.
But then, like, you confess something major to the dog, and the dog just goes,
Exactly.
That's like you get a head tilt.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's all you need.
Yeah. So when the morning comes, I guess a guy Sean comes in to bring food, and he doesn't even want to eat. He's, I guess, because he's so tired and so strung out and stressed, doesn't even eat. He just goes out to meet everyone.
That's like Egwene.
Yeah.
He's just recycling stories here. Come on, Jordan, do better.
Yeah. and, and he just leaves his room and goes out to meet everyone. And tensions are high. There's all these groups gathered. You have the Kyans, the Tyrians, the Aiel, even Davram Bashir, I think is there. No, this is not Camelin. This is still Kyrian. So Davram's not there. But yeah, you have these three groups, and they're all pretty much at each other's throats. And tensions are super high. And they're all trying to clamor and ask for stuff. And he's just like, I don't really care. I'm going back to Camelin right now.
I was like, dude, that really, I mean, he put somebody in charge for a reason. And it's her job to handle all these situations. And it's his job to make sure everything is going well. So he's got his middle manager. She can handle this. And he's going to go back and finally get some rest. Hopefully. Not really.
Sure. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and when he says he's going to Camelin, Barrowlands, that's the first thing she says is, but we scheduled the hanging, this morning. And they witness it. And Rand's like, I don't want to watch that. Like
I don't mean to be a witness to every murderer who hangs.
Yeah. Yeah. Just if you pass a judgment, just do it. Like I don't have to be here for every single one person you hang. Like that's not.
Yeah. And the loose side of Rand will probably be cool with watching shit like that. But the Rand that we know, the core of Rand, is not cool with the death. He's not cool with the killing, even if the person deserves it. So maybe later on, Rand will be like, fuck yeah, line them up and hang them all in front of me. But he's not excited about that right now.
Yeah. In his mind, he's like, you use everything and everybody. And then he kind of justifies his leaving. Like, if I watch one, I've got to watch them all. I don't want them to think I'm showing favoritism to any one group. So instead, I won't watch any of them.
Yeah. Do you think this is a bad spot that Rand's leaving them in? I mean, with all this tension so high, do you think it's just like a kettle waiting to boil over? Or do you think Barrowlands actually going to be able to hold some control with Rourke, or what do you?
I think, but that's his purpose. That's why he put Barrowland in that position. And if he were to stay and take care of all these things himself, he would be demeaning the power that he gave her. I mean, he even notes it himself. And so he
talked about that last time.
Yeah, he has to leave it to Barrowland and Ruart to take care of the situations, or else nothing's going to get done, like we said last time, unless he's around, which means nothing will ever get done.
Right.
Yeah. And if you can just magically combine those two, Rourke and Barrowland, I think that's a great combination for a leader for what they need there. So it's going to come down to, one, can they work together and keep their squabbles and disagreements just between themselves, and then, support their decision in front of everybody else? And then can they kind of keep their own people in check and in line with following them? If those are two big asks, I think they can get along. Rourke with his wives, he has some experience, not always getting his way. But then again, the Aiel are pretty hard-headed when it comes to guarding their culture.
Right.
So I don't know how to answer your question, Alan. I could see that it could blow up, but I think they have a good chance of success with those two if they find a way to work together.
Sure.
I swear Barrowland just has it out for the other two, though. Why is she so obsessed with Matt and Perrin? Probably as obsessed with Perrin as I am, but
once she knows that Perrin's totally locked down, she'll be done with him, and then she'll try and just get Matt. I think she's like some of these other female characters. Lanfear was one of them, just kind of attracted to power and trying to floozy her way, hussy her way into riding along with that power. Which is unfortunate, because I think Barrowland has the potential to be a great leader without trying to sexually exploit, somebody else's power.
I completely agree.
Do you guys remember what the sigil of Mayen is? What their symbol is?
No, I don't.
It was mentioned. very, very briefly. I think you guys might have caught it early. It was a
it a
hawk.
couple? Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember that now?
Anyway, so Avienda is with the wise ones as Rand makes a gateway to go to Camelin because they're going to leave immediately.
Wait,
you know,
pause. Didn't somebody have some vision of Perrin with a falcon and a hawk?
Yes.
Or was it a falcon and a something?
It's falcon and a hawk.
And a hawk.
You're right. We said this
on each shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, it came back to me.
So maybe Perrin's not out of this mix. Maybe he's right up in it.
Either there's a divorce, or he has 2 women, or
oh, don't do Fail like that. I like Fail. Fail's really good for Perrin.
She
They're
is
good for each other.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not going to overthink it till we get there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Avienda's sitting with the wise ones. Berelaine says she'll watch over Kyron for them, and they all say their goodbyes and everything like that. And last minute, like Mullane, one of the wise ones, announces that she's coming too, and Rand doesn't really protest much. He's like, "Okay, fine, you make good points." He's like,
"Going to happen. You got to go see your husband. So
yeah,
you can take control back. We get it."
Yeah. So, and what do you think about this? So Rand makes the gateway, and as soon as he jumps in, like a lawn comes crashing back into his head. Like that's how it describes it. Like because he's been so far away from Alana.
Yes.
Who's bonded him. Like as soon as he steps through, it's like her emotions and everything come crashing back into him immediately.
Well, I mean, it makes sense when he moves further away, like he realizes he could still sense her, but it's more faint. So obviously the closer you get, the stronger the feeling, the sensing of that bond is. So if you just go from 100 miles away to 5 miles away or whatever the distance is, there's like that lag that'll catch up to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I thought the exact same thing. I was like, I want to know what she's crying about, unless it's just the loss of her warder, which, at some point she's got to get over that for Rand's sake.
And the maidens are upset too because I guess
Fardar's the great and powerful Karakarn gave his honor to the Fardar's Mai to carry. She all but hissed in a low whisper, "If the mighty Karakarn dies in an ambush while the maidens protect him, Fardar's Mai has no honor left. If the all-conquering Karakarn does not care, perhaps Nyla is right. Perhaps the omnipotent Karakarn is a willful boy who should be held by the hand lest he run off a cliff because he will not look." I love that interaction. I was like, "Yep, give it to him. Give it all to him." And he's like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah, he just brushes it off. He's like, "Whatever." It's like I'm going to Camelin. It's safe here. I don't care.
He said, "As a matter of fact, I think only 2 of you is necessary while I'm inside of the palaces. Clearly, there's too many of you. I think I'm just going to get rid of all of you except for just 2 because you've proven in this last visit that that's all I need," which left her baffled and dumbfounded. So
I think, again, communication. But if he were to take the time, sit down and communicate with them about what is acceptable and what's not acceptable. Me personally, I wouldn't see much of an issue having a pretty solid entourage, a protective detail with me everywhere I went. But I would not want that detail focused on any drama or my personal business or anything like that. If they kept it professional and kept it, I'm your protective detail, no big deal. I mean, why not take them everywhere?
Because they're all his aunties.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When they start hand signaling and giggling and cutting eyes and like getting into that drama, like fuck that. I don't want that with me everywhere I go.
Don't you have a Tia? Do you have a Tia? You have an auntie? No.
Do you know why I only have like a couple of friends in my life?
Because you're an asshole.
I only, but you're not wrong, and I'm an asshole because I call that shit out. I'm like, if you bring drama in my life or encourage it in any way, I'm just like, I mean, I don't even tell people go fuck themselves anymore. I used to. Now I just don't talk to them, and I don't invite them, and I don't go when I'm invited.
It's like I sent Ian a message the other day. He didn't respond to it. It was a whole link to like a new flavor of what was it? What was it? Ice cream.
I didn't click on it.
Oh, you didn't click on it? Yeah. So,
no.
See, look, you didn't even click on it. I sent him. Let me pull it up because it was perfect. It is. I said ice cream that tastes like 2004. Shut up and take my money. It's an article saying Miller High Life is making a Miller High Life flavored ice cream.
Oh, I don't
Holy
know
shit,
about
2004. You're right. Well,
Yeah, that was
0304. We made the
03.
transition to Coors shortly after that.
Shortly after, yeah.
0304 for sure.
Yeah, Miller High Life.
Oh, thank you.
The champagne of ice cream.
And I'm glad I didn't click on it. See, I'm getting good about filtering the bullshit out of my life.
Do that with my
So yeah, am I mad about Rand not wanting them around? If I think about it for the protection, I'm like, I get mad at him. I'm like, bring him. You never know what's going to happen. But I do get the drama that has been coming with it at all angles, and he's probably annoyed with it.
Yeah. So anything before all this, before we switch over to Rand trying to talk to Avienda?
And one other thing. Don't you think he's also getting frustrated that he has all of these people like dedicated to protect him and help him and everything, but they're only able to help him with this superficial shit that with his power now, he can almost blink an eye and do anything they can do anyways. And none of them are actually able to help him with the problems he's really struggling with. I mean, so there's got to be some frustration there. Like, oh, you say you want to help, but you don't even know what I'm fucking going through. You can't help me.
He shouldn't be using his power the way he does, because the more he uses it, the more he opens himself up to the taint. And
fair point.
They can provide him protection if he would allow it, but he's not giving them the opportunity.
There's a little of that.
If Matt and Perrin were around, we wouldn't have to worry about all this, but they're nowhere near.
Yeah. Okay. And got a question in chat. Where are Matt and Perrin right now? Matt's gone sent south somewhere, and Perrin is still in the Two Rivers.
I can't really answer the Matt thing because I listened ahead a little bit.
And Asmodean's dead.
Ooh, on that chapter. I need my damn Perrin chapter. How many more books am I going to be asking for a Perrin chapter?
You will get Perrin chapters this book. Towards the end.
Perrin chapter.
we're almost halfway through, and you said we're getting a lot of Perrin. And
towards the end.
Even if the rest of it's about Perrin, that's not a lot of Perrin. That's some Perrin. That's 50%
and then, of course,
Perrin.
At least we get kind of like a hint of Loyal.
We do, but we're not get there quite yet.
No, we're not there yet.
So Rand goes to talk to Avienda. And
we're reading Lord of Chaos. Book 6.
Yeah. And yeah, goes to talk to Avienda and says, like, hey, what's wrong? And she just dodges the question.
Yeah.
Surprise. No, I mean, I can tell something's off. Just she what's on your mind? Nothing.
That Sulan got put in her place. So there was that moment where it was like, no one has ever set her down like that since never, I think. Not even Ruark. And he's like, I'm surprised you're on my side. And she's like, look, you trouble me. You really do. And you cause me trouble. Yeah. Now, so we're getting into this. I have to kind of... This chapter made me wonder. Because we had Toe in the beginning, or like 3 or 4 chapters ago, with our hanged man. And then we've heard about Toe when it comes to some of these others. So I'm wondering if Avienda really is pregnant, or if her having sex with Rand in general just creates a massive amount of Toe.
Well, it talks about this, and it talks about it at the end.
But I mean,
the toe she has towards Elaine versus the toe she has towards Rand.
I know. I'm skipping ahead, and we can come back to it later. I'm jumping. I'm time jumping now because this thought's been in my mind since I read/listened to it a couple of days ago, and I'm like, could it be that Avienda's toe is really just falling in love with Rand? Like, could it?
I think even without the sex, she would have felt it. I think she already felt that guilt before the sex.
But like her thing was she'd have to kill herself or kill Rand to remove herself from the toe. And if she was pregnant, I don't think the wise ones would tell her that. I'm skipping way ahead, but I got to because I've got to get this thought off my mind. Why would the wise one suggest that she either commit suicide or kill Rand to get rid of her toe? If there was a
I don't
baby,
think the wise one suggested that. I think that's her conclusion she came to.
Oh, well, still, why would she come to that
Yeah.
conclusion after talking to the wise ones?
Because she has so much
she's
toe.
pregnant and she's not exactly thinking straight.
Well, she can have an
And
abortion.
please don't flip
Yeah,
out because I know not all women get like, but some are extra stressed. I'll say that.
I
when
mean,
they're pregnant.
obviously, you know nothing about Chioto. So
I'm still trying to understand Rand's joke.
Yeah, it's
So I don't get the humor.
That
I don't
was
get
a
the
good
toe.
joke, though.
there's a good meme out there that I used to share all the time about toe, and it's like it just sucks about like you have toe and it has like the little brain, like kind of like sparks going off, and it's like you have toe, but you don't know that you have toe, and it's like a little bit more, and then like the final one's like you have so much toe that in order to fulfill your toe, you actually get G from being able to like
I don't know enough about it to laugh at what you just said.
Exactly. And that's
I'm
the whole
not
point.
sure if what you just said is funny.
And that's the whole point. It's ridiculous. So yeah. And then Rand, of course, not even realizing why Inda's mad, does like the stereotypical like horrible thing to do. And so do you ever think about Elaine? Like what's going on with like she's upset about the whole Elaine stuff, and Rand's completely oblivious. Just like, so did the wise one say anything about Elaine? What's going on with Elaine?
Wait, you're not supposed to do that? Like if you know that a woman's upset and you
like
ask
you.
directly why and she doesn't tell you why, you don't just shrug your shoulders and then ask her about another woman? Is that not the
Stay toxic, my friends. Stay toxic.
in my book? That is step 2 in my book. Are you telling me I'm doing it wrong? Well, she said she's fine. Clearly, she's fine. So, how's your sister doing?
I tell her all the time about other women I see. I'm like, hey, I was walking down the road and this woman yelled at me. I looked over, she had beautiful eyes, and she's like, hey. I'm like, hey. She's like, come over here. I'm like, What is the best decision? A, continue walking. B,
So, like-
change course.
Choose your own adventure. Cross the street to say hello. You flip the page and the chapter's over. It's like, and you're dead. Got to start over.
Yeah, there's one where I guess it was a TikTok I saw the other day, and it was a girl saying like, if the guy doesn't text you the night before, but like just texting back like, it's all right, your competition did. Stay toxic, my friends.
Yeah.
Like what? Stay toxic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
Rand is an idiot.
Rand's an idiot.
I
Yeah,
think that's what we
the
were
point.
getting at. That was
That's where
ultimately the
we're
point
good-
we were making.
Yeah, I think that was said. Yeah, Rand is an
We've
idiot.
all done it.
And then Rand makes his way to his rooms, and Aviendha follows. And when he gets there, he asks more about like, what's going on, what's wrong, about the wise ones. Did the wise ones say anything about where Elaine is? And Aviendha's like, no, the wise ones didn't say anything.
Well,
Yeah,
she's like,
we don't know her.
She said, they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know.
And then, but they did speak of you, though.
Mhm.
And he's like,
Yeah,
well,
and they've been
the
dreaming
dream.
about you.
Ooh.
Dreamweaver.
I am that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the wise ones have been dreaming about Rand. Hmm.
No, Rain. Not Rand. Rain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the rain coming in the bowl. That's the last one.
Yeah.
What do you think about all these dreams, though? I mean, some of them Rand thinks right away he knows what they are. Like the
Elaine
great
and Bear dreamed of you on a boat with 3 women whose faces they could not see, and a scale tipping first one way, then to the other. Well, we already know what that's all about.
Okay.
Him and his 3 wives and the favor that he gives them.
Okay.
So,
And then a man unseen with a knife to him. Rand figures that's a gray man.
I don't know about that one.
Okay.
I think that's too easy. I think maybe he is betrayed by someone.
Okay.
I don't know who yet, but I think betrayal is what's coming next. Maybe we had this old thought that maybe Matt would go to the dark side, and maybe Matt just gets tired of Rand and puts a knife to his throat, and it's like, you know what? I could end all this right now.
Mm.
I doubt it, but
Yeah.
I just don't
Interesting.
want this to be that easy.
And then rain coming from a bowl is the last thing.
Well, we know that one. That's the
bowl of winds.
bowl of winds.
Yeah.
The bowl of winds.
But yeah, we learned about that a couple chapters ago. The girls found it in the dream, and they know it's it's Abadar. And they're trying to convince the girls that
now, mind you, if it enters the wrong hands, it can do bad things. So I wonder who's the right hand.
It controls the weather. That's all they do.
Whether the weather is hot or whether the weather is cold. We'll weather the weather together forever. Yeah. No matter the weather.
What?
Who do you think should have the
Yeah.
There were some neighbors out here that had a bowl last night. That shit was pungent. Like,
did it have water and cloud in it?
Yeah, you heard the gurgling.
That might have been the one.
Well, I guess that's a bong, not a bowl. But anyway.
Yeah. There you go. So yeah, and after all this conversation, Rand turns to go, or Avienda gets ready to leave. Sorry, and Rand's trying to figure out what is this all about with Avienda, and she finally turns and like as she's walking out, she says like I had to meet my toe, so something along that. And Rand's like, you don't have toe. What are you talking about? You're fine.
And she's like, thank you for reminding me that men don't know everything they think they know. Deuces.
Yeah. And then Luce Theron comes into Rand's head during all this as well. So,
what I love, I destroy. What I destroy, I love. And then Rand's like, shut up.
Shut up.
I eat because I'm depressed. I'm depressed because I eat. It's a vicious cycle.
I gotta watch that movie. It's been forever.
Yeah.
It's too good.
That part, though, always makes me cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And the bump. Ugh. When it throbs. Oh my God, I'm about to throw up. I can think about it.
Yep. And so, anything about all this before you switch to Avienda's point of view?
No, this is the best point of view where Avienda's hot under the collar.
Yeah. So Avienda explains, why she has toe. She has toe towards Rand because Rand saved her from land fear, at least in her mind. But she also has toe towards Elaine. And she thinks the only way of meeting the toes would be one would kill Rand to meet the toe with Elaine, or or with Lanfear. I don't know. Yeah, with Elaine, kill herself for the toe with Lanfear. But she needs to find a way to meet both toes.
Without killing
both the toes.
anybody.
She's all about the toes.
Well, forgiveness is always good.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Elaine will make the same deal with her that she made with men.
The chia toes. They're really tasty. Chia toes. Dad jokes going on. The puns. They're going to keep it going. I know, Ian, shaking your head. This is why you cut me out of your life.
I'm mad I didn't think of it first. That was clever.
I didn't think of it first either. There's a Twitter profile that does it all the time. It's chia toe.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's actually Couladin, the Couladin character on Twitter of time. Yeah, so who's dead, obviously, and does it all in caps all the time. Types all in caps. Yeah, so that's how we end this chapter.
Well, we had a little exchange with her and the other Fardas Mai, who she didn't really want anymore, and of course, her feeling bad because she couldn't back down, but at the same time, she could not back down. So. Luckily, the guy gave them an out.
Sure.
Kessin, or Kessin, or how you pronounce it.
Sure. Yep. So, any other thoughts from this chapter?
This Giotto seems like a more extreme version of like the old school Japanese like family honor stuff. Like, oh my gosh, I sneezed in the tea. I have to go, kill myself. Like
Sabuke or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Which, to us, a lot of it, like the reasons for
that's why I don't
feeling that way is just like, wait, what? Why not just say sorry, my bad?
Well, that's why I don't think she's pregnant anymore. I think Giotto is much more complex than that, and if she's pregnant, there'd be a lot more going on.
I think she's preggers.
She could be.
Ah.
She
Chris
might
has
be.
gone on the non-preggers train now.
So would that be a toe baby?
Mm,
Does the baby come
maybe.
out immediately with toe?
Oh,
toe.
that's a good
Ooh.
question, actually.
Can babies have
Can a
toe?
child be born with toe?
Yeah.
I mean, they
It
had
was,
10
it
of
was
them.
created through toe. Toe was part of the process.
Yeah.
Ah,
I don't know. It's a good question. We need to
that's a
ask some.
strong toe.
We need to ask Aiel. Find some experts on toe and figure
Yeah.
out Chia toe.
I know a live one. We'll have to ask her.
We'll have to ask. Yeah. Zul will probably know. She'll probably just tell us.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Always
All right.
count on Tool.
You can always count on Zul to come in and tell us. Anything else for this chapter before we move on?
Nah, we milked that one.
Yeah. So let's move on to chapter.
You did, Chris.
Yeah.
That was all new to me.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the chapter you thought Loyal was coming back in, but you guys mentioned we talk a lot about Loyal, but
It was fun
No.
listening because you still got Ogier voice.
yeah,
And
Yes.
so it was still heartwarming.
still heartwarming. Yeah,
And his old professor like basically sounds like him.
yeah. So,
His mother sounds like him too. No kidding.
Yeah,
I guess they only have one Ogier voice for the readings.
yeah, exactly. So chapter 20 from the Steading, and it's a trifoiled leaf. That's usually the sign of the ways are of Ogier, I guess.
Or poison ivy.
The poison ivy, yeah, the three-fold leaf. Yeah, and we start out with Rand getting ready to smoke his pipe. He's just settling down in Camelin, and a servant comes running in. It's like, "There's Ogier here! There's Ogier!" And
Three of them.
three of them. They've come to Andor. And Rand's like, "Fine, I'll go meet them." And he goes out to the courtyard, and there they are. He knows these Ogier. He's met all of them at least once.
I was confused.
He's met Irith.
Yeah,
Because he met her on the way there, and I think Father Ham
he
was
hasn't
there
met
too.
Mom or Ham.
Did he? I thought he
No.
didn't meet them. I thought he heard about them.
He
Yeah.
might have heard of them. Okay, that's what
Right.
it was. Then.
I don't think he
Yeah.
directly met them.
But he had met Irith
Yes.
because
The one
him and
that
Matt, he was
betrothed.
well, no,
Promised
he had met her when he was with Loyal, and she was all Google eyes for him, and like he talked to Matt and was like, "Isn't she pretty, Matt?" And Matt's like, "Yeah, she's kind of in a gear."
Oh yeah.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yep.
He
And
says,
now
"No,
and
it's
now
so
they're
good."
betrothed. So at the time they weren't, but now her mom has picked her out, Irith out to be.
Mom locked that down. She went in there and
Mhm.
demanded it. She's like, "Look, I will tame your boy. I
Oh,
will
yeah.
show him what it's like. Give me
Yeah.
5 minutes. He only needs 2."
And Eric's only line this entire chapter is "My loyal, my loyal."
She got quite annoying after a while. I'm like, if you don't shut up, this is why he's not coming back home.
I was say I do know why Loyal wasn't excited about this process.
Uh,
But he did think she was pretty though, so he liked her.
Sure.
So yeah.
I mean, I think the sun's pretty, but I'm not gonna go hugging it.
No, good
Thank
point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Rand tells the Aiel that tells the Aiel he's going to go talk to the Ogier alone, which that upsets the Aiel. They're like, "We have to protect you." It's like it's Ogier; they don't hurt anybody. Like
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
right, if I need to be protected from the Ogier, I think this world's fucked anyways.
Yeah,
Mhm.
kill me now.
Right? Because if the Ogier attack me, I think I don't even know that I'll defend myself. I mean, it's Ogier. I guess I'm going down.
Can lay down and be like, "I deserve it," I guess.
Yeah.
You said at one point they used to be quite vicious. They actually
Yeah.
were quick to act.
Yeah, it says that.
Can
They
be.
knew what they wanted for breakfast.
Yeah. So
Like
instead of taking like
Andor.
3 years to decide to kill someone, they did it like in 2 years. So anyway, he goes and meets the three Ogier. They're looking for Loyal. We've already hinted to that. Loyal's mom, Elder Heyman, who's from Loyal Steading, and Aerith, his betrothed. Yeah, and they're like, Aerith immediately is like, "You said that," or I guess no, his mom said that, like, "You said that you would protect Loyal last time."
Yeah.
So
But not to her. Rand told her friend, promised somebody.
but yeah, probably somebody. Okay, yeah, but he had promised to protect Loyal, and he's like, he's fine. He's in the Two Rivers. He's fine.
No safer place than the old Two Rivers
Yeah.
that I haven't been to in a while, and I've heard there's a lot of shit going on there, but no safer place.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
At
could,
first, I was gonna say at first he doesn't even want to tell him where Loyal is. He's definitely playing like cover for Loyal. He's like, I'm not even gonna tell you where he is. And then he
made a
starts thinking,
promise.
but then he starts thinking about the longing and thinking about the safety of Loyal, thinking like, well, it has been a while. I know that's a real thing. If Loyal's about to die, like maybe I
yeah,
should.
that's why his first question is how long has he been out? Because he realized
Mhm.
he never actually asked Loyal how long he'd been out, and 5 years is a long time to be away from home. I guess to an Ogier, that's like a couple of months, but
And Loyal kind of, I won't say stretched the truth because I don't think Loyal would do that, but he definitely only gave the good examples that support him being gone this long. Like, oh, yeah, I've heard of somebody that's made it 10 years. So, yeah, we'll go with 10. And Loyal's, I'm calling them the professor here, was like, oh, yeah, there might have been one or two that got close to that, but when they came back, they were all kind of fucked up anyway. So, like, yeah, you don't want to stretch it that far.
Yeah, that's something we want to do.
And that's when Rand's about like, oh shit, okay. But here's
Yeah.
what's interesting. This is what goes through my mind, which is a little bit back and forth talking about the importance of it. Rand understands the promise he made to Loyal, but then he's confident enough that with all the information he has right now, that he's making the best decision to give up Loyal's location because it's in his best interests, and Loyal being alive and not going mad is
Right.
better than keeping this promise. Now let's flip to Egwene and Avienda not telling Rand where Elaine is. And they're holding on to that promise, even though the whole world's about to fucking come apart because they
yeah,
won't tell Rand where she is. Like everything is going to fucking fall. Just shit's about to totally hit the fan. They're like, baby girlfriend, I promise. I'm a good person because I'm holding on to that. World's burning.
Mhm.
But I kept my word, LA.
In some sense, morality has to go to the side to help out the greater
Sister
good
for
of
life.
man.
But
Yeah.
it's not setting morality aside. There's still a sense of morality there. Like when you get new information, it has to be able to adjust your worldview, adjust the way you make decisions. Like if you lock yourself into a decision when you're young and naive and without certain bits of information, and you still cling to that when new information is brought to you and new facts are unfolding, then you're an idiot. You're a stubborn mule. You're not. There's no glory in that. There's no. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, girls need to cough up Lane. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And a cough up where Elaine is. Yeah. But back to this. So Aerith right away is like, all right, we need to go right away. We know where he is. He's in the Two Rivers. Let's go.
It's going to take us forever to walk there.
Yeah. We're just going to go right away.
Super uncharacteristic of an Ogier who are supposed to be the epitome of patience. But
yeah. But Rand's like,
what a mother
he's like, before you leave, I got a question. Way gates. You know about this? Oh, the ways. Yeah.
Really dangerous.
Dangerous stuff. And he's like, well, you can draw on a map where they all are. He goes, yeah, you should know where they all are. Major city studies. You're like, don't they teach you where the studies are?
Like, no. He's like, yeah, that's right next to all the other history I haven't learned about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, well, we need to deal with the...
Yeah, does the quick convincing of, hey, Shadow Spawn are using the way gates. We got to know where they're at, blah, blah, blah. But like the part that kind of blew me away is once that conversation was moving along, like they were going to agree to it, Rand just barks at what's her name to go find maps.
Yeah. Maps. Give me maps.
Like, no, but not in a happy, giggly way, like in a very angry, demanding, demeaning
very
way.
Aggressive. But I mean, she responded right away. I think they've been looking for a leader for so long that his soft attitude is not going to cut it.
Wait, so okay, that's where I got confused because she snapped to and did it and everything. Like, was there an appreciation for his more authoritarian stance, or
I think so.
Are they playing along like with this, trying to impress the Ogier? Like, what? That just confused me how that unfolded.
Yeah, maybe because he was because Rand's normally not that way towards the maidens. He's so soft towards
Right.
them.
So
Yeah,
is
so-
that how they want to be treated? Like they want to be used? I mean, I
As
would have
his
thought
honor-
just
as
for
his
I
their
honor
mean,
guards.
protection, but
the whole time they were arguing for opportunity.
Yeah,
And now
Right.
They want
he's
oppor-
providing them with opportunity. And they are kind of seeing themselves as having the ultimate toe because they now feel like they failed because
Mhm.
of what their ancestors did. And then he is the first male to return to the group, the Faradars Mai.
yeah.
And so there's a lot riding on him.
yeah,
Yeah.
And so when it comes to their honor and them being the honor guard, if he is hurt, they have dishonored because they allowed him to be hurt.
sure.
So it may
And
not
maybe
be
it's more
anything at
than just a
all.
physical thing, like he's lacking something that he needs, and he's like, I need this, and they're snapped too. As this was unfolding and he started barking like that, I was waiting for the response to be like, who the fuck are you talking to like that? But that it was exact opposite. It was
Mhm.
shoom going to get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And once they get the maps, Elder Heyman starts to work on pointing out marking where all the way gates are, and says, "Yeah, they're next to all the studies." And that's where Rand says, "Well, I don't know what the studies are." He goes, and as he's doing this, he actually starts to weep over the map. Elder Heyman does because of
Yeah.
how much has been destroyed and just how much has been forgotten, and just
Bye,
it's
man.
yeah, by man, and
Alan, do you like his so you've read enough history, you'll appreciate this, especially European history and whatnot. His
mhm,
comments on, the borders that man make, that's irrelevant. They change, they come and go, but the land, the places, the
mhm,
monuments, which to them are like the groves and the trees and everything,
right,
those stay the same. I don't care what line you draw on a piece of paper. That's going to change
right,
in 20 years, 30 years anyways.
right,
But it's the land should stay the same. Anyways.
right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he starts to
I
weep, and
appreciated that.
yeah, I did too. And eventually Rand points to a spot on the map and says, "Yeah, there's a waygate here as well." And he's like, "Arid Hall?" He's like, "Well, Shadar Logoth. It used to be called Arid Hall." And he's like, "Yeah. How to make a deal? If I can take you there right now, like right now, can you do me a favor?" And he's like, and that's how we end this chapter with him like, "What?" To Shadar Logoth?
you want to go where?
Where?
Yeah.
It kind of cuts right away because it doesn't get to the reaction as much until the beginning of the next chapter. It leads right in, but yeah,
Yeah. Saw that coming. The way Rand's getting better at using people. The moment they were in a rush to get to Loyal, and Rand's got the fastest way to travel right now, Rand's going to play Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah. We're in this Dark One 2.0.
Even after reading this, I don't understand why this was the first spot he wanted to go to, but
yeah,
I guess that's
It
what he
works.
wanted. But anyways, we'll get into that.
it might be that I don't know. There's I don't know. Yeah, we'll get into that next chapter.
Yeah,
So,
where I will also say I don't know, but yes, we'll get there.
Anything from this chapter before we move on?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well,
I have a little question, and it's
Sure.
really unanswerable, but Rand has recently, every step of the way, looked at how he can exploit different people or get those people to work for him or for his cause, but it still
Mhm.
doesn't seem like he's really done that on a big scale with the Ogier. Like, yes, he's
Right.
trying to use them right here for one specific purpose, but there haven't been a lot of questions or conversation that would lead you to think that Rand's looking at strategically using the Ogier in the big picture. But then he obsesses over how everybody has to be able to get under his umbrella before the final battle, but it doesn't seem like he's really considering the Ogier yet as part of that plan.
I was actually thinking this is step A or 1, whichever you want to assign to it.
And it very well might be. I've always just assumed maybe Loyal would be that connection that makes it happen. But I guess now Rand has an opportunity to work with Ogier outside of Loyal that might have more influence anyways because they're older. So
Right. Yeah. So yeah. Can't answer that.
right, yeah. I don't know. Just things I guess I should say things I'm thinking about as I'm reading this. How's this
Sure.
gonna unfold? I don't know.
Yeah. So you guys ready?
I need about 5 seconds to get some water.
Okay.
Right.
We can do 5 seconds to get water.
Kirby.
Yeah. I can't walk away from the computer because being on vacation, if I walk away from this computer, there's no promise that I come back.
Yeah, I know.
If I
Yeah.
leave this room and they're having a fantastic time and they're doing shots and playing cornhole, I will not come back. And I love you guys.
Ah.
No offense to the listeners, but I would not come back.
Yeah. It's all right. I'm gonna stay right here too. So
Yep.
it's quite all right. So
Cool.
yeah. So how's the beach? Nice and sunny. It's been a nice, cool weather.
So we do the same one about the same week in August every year, which normally that it's blistering hot,
Right.
not too windy. You just stand outside and sweat. This has been great.
Yeah.
Like we've had, if you're in the shade where it's breezy, where we play cornhole, you got to put a hoodie on.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. But then you go to the beach during the day and it's just warming up. Swimming's nice.
Yeah.
And
it's been low 80s Fahrenheit, so it's been perfect.
And
weather.
low humidity.
Yeah.
We've had a breeze all day, every day.
It's false fall. It's second summer's coming. It's that we got a little early this year.
Yeah, you have that chill that's in the breeze, which cools you off, but the sun is still very hot. So it's a good mix. I like it.
Definitely.
For a second, it looked like you didn't have pants on, Chris. Oh, he can't hear you.
Yeah, he can't hear you. He has no pants.
Chris, for a second, it looked like you had no pants on when you were walking back. I was like, oh, shit.
I went to get gas today, and there was a girl pumping gas, and she had it was like flesh colored leggings on, and from a distance, I was driving up, I was like, "Are we doing this now? Is this
what part of town am I in? Am I in Hampton? I didn't know I was in Hampton.
She had a shirt on, but I was like, "Are we doing this?"
I see people in whole body suits out here that are nude colored, and I'm like, it's from a distance.
From a distance,
you can't help but look at that point. It's just like,
and then you
gotta know.
You run up and you're all disappointed because you don't actually get to see the boobies. You're like,
well, no, I mean they don't wear bras underneath them for the most part, so you kind of have a great idea. You just don't know what color they are.
You get close to them.
Anyway,
point at the ground and you go, "Oh, snake!" And they jump, and you're like,
"We're still live, guys. We're still live. YouTube's gonna take us down." Oh, yeah. Let's put an extra rating on here. Yeah, moving on to chapter 21. To Shadar Logoth, and the icon is ravens. Yeah. So.
Oh, I didn't consider that.
Yeah. So a little bit of a.
Because clearly they're going to be watched while they're in there.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you don't get to go through their all stealth.
Yeah.
So we start with the Ogier just being like, "You want to go where? What? like that place is dangerous." And Rand's like, "Yeah, I've been there. I know."
Yeah. Super dangerous, but we need to go there.
Yeah.
Does he really get into the reason why he wants to go there? That's where I left last chapter.
He does briefly. And
he wants to close all the way gates.
Right. And he wants to start there.
Yeah.
Because he feels that one's one of the most dangerous ones because of the dangers of Shadar Logoth to begin with. But
so worried that what's in Shadar Logoth might get out, because we also know
are more Dark friends
not going in there. They don't want to go in there.
Become more like Fane. I mean, he talks a lot about Pat and Fane, at least thinks about it a lot.
Sure.
That's the one thing we did kind of breeze over was the purpose. So he did have him bring the map so that he could isolate the areas that have way gates, determine where all way gates are, and then put guards on the way gates.
And he doesn't want them closed
in the Misty Mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 6?
And there's settings by all the way gates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the was important at one point.
Yeah, he doesn't want them closed because they might
he thinks they'll have to use them.
You have to use them,
But
but
that
he
would have
doesn't.
been one I would have closed.
But he also can't set guards at Shadar Logoth because obviously you can't guard that.
Yeah, so it goes.
Yeah.
So I have to go set traps there. I think that's his logic.
You
for
got
going in. But he doesn't get into that till they're there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the Ogier argue about the plan for a while, and eventually they do agree that it's closer. They brings them closer to Two Rivers, that they'll do it and come with them. And Randy says, you don't have to go in the ways. We're just going to the way gate. I just need you to be able to point out where it is because you guys can sense them. So
I feel bad. It was like Rand was listening to sex talk. Make haste for waste, my loyal, my loyal.
right. Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Have you ever been around somebody that's like newly in love and they just won't shut the fuck up about their new love?
I remember Ian. I remember Ian in high school.
That's different. No, that's exactly it. Yeah. I'd have made straight A's all through high school if it wasn't for girls. Not that it was their fault. It was just, man. Well, once I got one on my mind.
I always dated outside the school. I just bring them to school with me.
That was smarter.
Do you remember when I dated that one girl and she went to Denby and we actually snuck her into Mr. Ben's physics class?
And he had no clue for a while.
Yeah, no. Half of the class is like, "Wait, who are you?" And we're like, "Oh, yeah, she's from out of town. She's moving here. The principal should have called you. Like, she's just coming by to like check out the school and like sit in classes.
Kind of like auditing it for now.
Yeah. That's why she's here."
It worked too. I'm sure that worked.
Oh, it did. It did actually.
I believe we were fairly well behaved that day, and he just goes, "Well, the fact that y'all aren't just losing your mindset, it's just fine as long as you're good and sit there. I don't care. Okay, I don't want to hear anything about this." Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, and the next scene is one of my favorite scenes from these chapters. So I've been racing to get there. It's when Rand opens the gateway and the maidens come out, and Sulin comes out. It's like, "Are you gonna leave without us?" And Rand's like, "I really don't have time right now for you guys to gather." He's like, "Gives 100 seconds, 10 seconds." 90 seconds, 50 seconds, fine, 50 seconds, go. It starts counting. And before you get
strategy, her strategy is
the card comes under attack.
And literally lottie-dottie everybody. Now it's not just the maidens.
Because we like the
everybody within earshot that could get that message comes running.
It's like within 20 seconds, I are literally pouring out of all the alleyways.
Doing backflips from behind the curtains. They're falling from the ceilings.
Yeah, dropping down from chandeliers.
Helicopter comes in, they rappel down.
The images in my mind. I actually saw a meme earlier today where there's this guy. There was like 3 cops, one here, one here, one here. And then one of the cops was like blanked away, and you see this black guy. And then he does a no hands front flip. And he has a sword in his hand the whole time. Yeah, and he goes down to like ready position. The cop's like, "I don't know what the fuck to do with that. That was outside of my perimeter. We are outside. Y'all need to call in a Power Ranger or a Ninja Turtle."
Yeah. Looks at his partner. "I didn't see anything. Did you see anything?" "I didn't see anything." "Yeah, let's get out of here."
Yeah. Exactly. So within 50 seconds, the entire courtyard's full of Aiel. And Rand's like, "You all can't all come." Like, and I'm fine, by the way. I'm not in trouble. Like, I think he says pick 20 from each or something like 20.
But
like, you can't just on
trouble.
Yeah. Well, you told Sulin to
talk to the guy shouting.
Yeah, it says you can only pick 20 or something like that. And then the Red Shields want to bring them. They start arguing about what clans get to go. And they're like, no one can outnumber the amount of maidens because that'll dishonor the maidens. So you guys pick who you want to go, and we're going. And by the way, nothing you can do here is anything at all because you can't fight what's here. So it's pointless for you to come. But if you want to come, fine.
To which case, her response is, "That's all the more reason we need to be there." And this is, God, it's so frustrating to read sometimes because I totally understand both perspectives. Because the Aiel don't care if they're going into certain death.
Right.
It's if that's something the Karakan is at risk of anything, really. If he's at risk of a paper cut, they have to be there.
For honor. Yeah.
Yes. So, and Rand still isn't understanding. Well, maybe he is understanding it, but his own cultural background, it's like he wants to protect them from themselves. Mm-hmm. But by him doing that, he just keeps dishonoring them. So Rand, he should just be sarcastic and snarky about it and be like, "Hey, pick 20 of your girls that you don't mind just fucking dying if something kicks off here, because that's all that you're gonna do if something happens."
Yeah. But then he gives them the same rules our mother gave us every time we went to the grocery store. Keep your hands off. Don't touch nothing.
Yeah,
We're not buying it.
I don't even want you to look at anything.
Don't even look at it like you want it.
Look at my feet and follow them. That's it. That's all you can look at. My feet and your feet. That's it.
That's generational. I say the same thing to my kids when we go to stores. Don't touch anything. Because they will.
I was with my nephews. I'm like, now don't. I was like, hold on. I'm the cool uncle. You got $5 each.
Oh no, they'll try to get everything and then start crying, throw temper tantrums in the middle of the hall, in the middle of the
yeah.
The older one bought all candy. The younger one was like, "But you're buying us lunch, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, give me my 5."
Yeah, we went to my son had to go to a birthday party.
That.
My son went to a birthday party a few weeks ago, and like we were all riding the car together, and we stopped by Target to pick up a present for this other kid. And my wife goes like, "Oh, I'll just take my son in with me to pick out the toy." I was like, I just started laughing. She's like, "Why are you laughing?" I was like, "Good luck. You should have gone by yourself."
I want them all.
I want them all. You're going to the toy section. Like, yeah, take a toddler to the toy section. Tell them like, you can't have anything. We're buying something for someone else. See how that goes.
Good luck.
Good luck.
How did that work?
Oh, there was tears on the way out, and we had a very, very upset child at the end of all that. But
Another quick side note: whenever we're coming on these vacations, or if I'm around my nieces and nephews, I'll get a few 20s out of the bank, and I'll spot them a 20 for stupid shit. Like if they take out the trash and I see it, I'll give them a 20. If they clean up a mess without being told, I'll throw them a 20. And by the end of the week, each one of them gets 2 or 3 20s along the way. Well, this year, I mean, let's be honest, the economy is what it is. Gas prices are what they are. Cost of food is what it is. And I'm not making that much more money. So I still got a bunch of money out, but it was a lot of 5s and not 20s. So the first one that did something, I slid him like a 5, but it was rolled up. And he was like, yeah. And I saw him walk away, go around the corner and look at it. And he kind of goes, huh. I was like, inflation's a bitch, motherfucker. Poor guys. I mean, I feel bad, but not really. Free money's free money. Come on.
Free money's free money. Exactly. Yeah,
everybody's feeling it in this house.
Yeah. Definitely. So they get the Shadar Logoth. It's much the same. They did a lot of description, but nothing's really changed. It's still the same dead city. That the one thing that has changed though is that it's not even midday yet, but the sun's fully out and they're being watched already.
Oh yeah, I caught that.
I had a question
about that. Above the black veil do not look as if they expected attack, but as if attack had already begun. I like that quote because it shows you the awareness that the Aiel have. They know when they enter Shadar Logoth that there is already a emotional and mental attack. This is a different type of warfare, and that's what the veil is about for them. Like when they don the veil, it's kind of protection for them, but then adds that layer of mystery, and it makes people like think. It's definitely psychological warfare, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see if we get any hints from Luz. What does Luz tell us?
Luz is terrified.
This place frightens me. Does it not frighten you? Yes, it frightens me. There is darkness here, blackness blacker than black. If the Dark One chose to live among men, he would choose here. Yes, he would. I must kill Demon Dread. Now hold up, motherfucker. Demon. Why here? Why Demon Dread? Is there a connection to Mordeith? Is there a connection to Pat and Fane? Is that our
Demon Dread spelled backwards? Mordeith. I'm kidding.
I looked at it real quick and I was like, wait a minute. It's Durdunamaded. Which kind of sounds like Mordeith. If you say it drunk enough. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. What do you think about Luz actually? What do you think about Lou's actually talking to addressing Rand, or kind of, sort of? Rand's not sure if he did or not, but like,
Oh no, he did.
This is the first time that Lou's actually acknowledges Rand. Like, he's ranted in Rand's head, but he hasn't like actually said like, "Hey, dude, this is scary. Like, do you feel scary?" He's like, Rand's like, "Yeah, I do." It's like, "Yeah, man, it's really scary." Like, wait, we're talking.
Did you just
we're talking now? Like,
yeah. Well, I wondered about that. Like, is there a power here that connected them deeper in that moment, or is it the taint, or is it like the draw of the taint? Because the taint got worse here too.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Mm-hmm. He was definitely feeling it when he channeled. Like,
yeah,
feeling it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So thoughts.
I mean, maybe this is where the Dark One himself will emerge. Or maybe because of the strength of the Forsaken that's tied to that area, if it is Demon Dread, like maybe that makes it more oomph.
Okay.
Clearly, Luz has some past history to this place. Or if it's not the place, it's the feeling, the presence that he feels in this place that he has a bad history with.
Yeah. I mean, you get a little bit more about the history of Shadar Logoth here, a tiny bit, like that. Basically, this guy named Mordeth came in to try to fight during the War of Shadow, during the Trolloc Wars, and they decided that the only way to defeat the Dark One is to become just as evil as the Dark, and become as evil as the Dark One, like just
fight fire with fire.
Yeah, and it ended up consuming them and turning on themselves. So,
yeah. Well, did Demon Dread send in Mordeth? Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe he's controlling him.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to corrupt. No, I mean, he could have just been a minion.
Yeah.
That was trying to corrupt the people for some reason. And then they just went a step further than what was expected. And Demon Dread was like, well, we'll forget about this one.
Well, Demon Dread was sealed in the board during all this, but
it doesn't mean he didn't have anything to do with it.
Doesn't mean he couldn't influence. We know there was a chance to get into dreams. There were still ways to influence.
Okay.
I mean, he could be the darkness in the night. Demon Dread.
Was he Batman now? or Darkwing Duck?
Yes.
I am the terror that flaps through the night.
I was born in the darkness. He's Bane. He's Bane. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So they make their way to the Waygate. It doesn't take them long to get there. And all during this, Rand's reminiscing about the last time there and all the consequences that happened.
You breeze over some important details. You say it didn't take long to get there, but it wasn't a quick, direct route because even the Ogier talk about how the evil, the shadow presence, the whatever that's there that is kind of frightening and disgusting to them makes it harder to sense the Waygate. Like they got there rather quickly as far as the pages turn.
Right.
But it wasn't a quick, it's over there. Let's trot this way. Like, it was difficult for the Ogier.
Sure.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. And while they're making their way, Rand's reminiscing about last time he was there, how they all got separated and all that stuff. And just how horrible experience it was last time. And how, Matt, good old Matrim. And what happened with him. And
that was the shittiest experience they've had, I think, so far. There was no chance for them to be on the offensive. They were totally vulnerable, and like a wrong move was certain death. And they got separated from like their one anchor to knowing what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rand's got to be borderline freaked out. So props to him for, showing bravery in the face of all this and just doing it.
Yep. Yeah. So when they finally get to the Waygate, Elder Heyman, first thing he says, like, I can destroy it or pretty much lock it for good.
And see, this is where I don't agree with Rand's decision. I'm going to be 100% honest. This is one Waygate you don't need to use.
Well, what if someone's in Shadar Logoth and the only way out is a Waygate?
You don't know what you don't know. I can appreciate that Rand is at least keeping his options open here and making moves to mitigate risk as best as he can. Without eliminating options.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do like what he did. Don't get me wrong, but this is one where I would, taking the bullet essentially.
I would not have been mad if Rand was like, all right, this gate we're just gonna fucking destroy. We're gonna make it unusable. I do agree with that.
Or locking it,
but I'm
because
glad
locking it implies that it can be unlocked in the time of need.
Yeah.
And he set some interesting traps there too. It's like ant traps, you know, like you can go in, go out, and tell your friends, "Hey, it's coast is clear," and all your friends come out too, and they all get infected, and like you died later. It's not a direct like come out kill you like a bolt of light will come down. It's a
he put a COVID sneeze on there.
Yeah,
he took it right out of him.
Look, achoo.
Yeah, ever get sneezed on coming out. But yeah, so it's interesting little trap he has, but it can only be used on Shadow Spawn. Like he says, he can only use one or the other.
Against man or against
or Shadow. Yeah, he chooses Shadow Spawn.
Why is that?
Okay.
No, fucking answer the question. I guess from the reader only being at this point right now, that doesn't make sense. Why couldn't you do 1 for 1 and then like overlap? You know what? We need a different thingy. For you just listening, Alan. You know what? You know what, Chris, save me here. My point is lost because Alan keeps putting up just ridiculous pictures that are.
It's not Alan.
I hate the show.
No, it is. That was me. That was me.
Oh, it was you.
Was it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
No, the producer has better taste than that. Trust me.
He does.
He just added a few, so I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What were we even talking about?
Well, that's interesting that he can't do the ward against men and against Shadow Spawn. It's got to be one or the other. Is it that if he did both, like it would give it away, or they would like counteract each other, or?
Yeah, I think they're just different weaves, and I guess maybe they counteract each other. They can't intertwine.
Just move back 5 paces and do another one.
That would have been too easy.
I feel like there has to be a way. Maybe he just doesn't know it. I don't know.
Huh?
I have too many questions that can't be answered now. Sorry, I'll just shut up.
Yeah. So
I mean, I guess the other thing is that he's leaving it that way so that men can pass.
Yeah.
Wait, will this get men that are working for Dark Friends?
No. Only
Shadow Spawn, so people can get through. That's why. That's why. It's because
that's really what it comes down to, is allowing.
If he does one for men, then anyone trying to use it that's good will get also snared. Like you can't. Say like.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
You end up killing your friends that are trying to use it. So.
Well, gotta make sacrifices.
gotta bring a few eggs.
I feel great, even though I'm in this horrible place. 5 minutes later, I don't feel so good. 10 minutes later, on the toilet. 15 minutes later, still on the toilet.
Mm-hmm. That'll get you every time.
Yep. And they're like, okay, we're done. Sounds good. Let's pack up and go. And he starts to like, let's do a head count first. Everybody line up. We'll do like a teacher's class head count. All right.
Okay. Military members out there, you'll appreciate this. From front to rear, count off. 1, 2, 6. Damn it.
I just picture like Rand just going down the line like, hey, hand this to Kevin, hand this to Kevin, hand this to Kevin, hand this to Kevin. Because there he is.
Last guy.
Kevin's not here. Kevin's not here. Kevin's not here. Kevin.
All right, that's kind of funny. All right.
It makes me want Christmas.
Alan, put 1 in your column. That was a funny joke. So you're up to 1. You've got 1 now.
Anyway, so yeah, there's Aiel missing. They quickly figure out one Aiel is missing, and Rand's like pissed. He's like, I told you guys, don't touch anything, don't go in the buildings, don't leave, stay together. Why is someone missing? Why is someone missing?
He pulls off his flip flop. He waves it.
puts his Crocs in 4-wheel drive. Like, guys, we're short on time. So my thought immediately was whatever that shadow was, or the mist.
Yeah.
That we ran into the first time around.
Shadar.
Must have got him, because again, from what I know of the Aiel, I don't picture any of the Aiel that came along specifically to guard Rand in a place like this. They're not mats. They're not gonna
Right.
like be like, I'm protecting. Ooh, what's in that window? Let me
Ooh,
go
shiny
check that
thing.
out. Like, right. So
Yeah.
if one of them's not there, something clearly happened. And we
Or they
kind of
heard something that might have been a threat and went to go investigate it and swipe.
There you go.
maybe, yeah. Maybe, oh, I thought I saw a shadow in that building. Let me go look inside there real quick.
Make sure
I
it's
guess
safe.
I guess I
Yeah.
could see that. Maybe.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
even then, they're fucked. Like, there's
Right.
no, and I think Rand knows this. We get to that conclusion really quick. You know, they fan out, they're searching, whatever.
So grab your battle buddy. Let's go.
Right.
Pair up. And they're like, wait, we can do it faster if you do it by yourself. Like, get your battle buddy.
Exactly.
Pairs.
And if you see him, don't go in the building. Stop and wait for me.
Yell
But
out.
after
Say
not
my
finding
name,
him,
say
the
my
one Aiel
name.
chick is like, here's the thing. We're shouting. They're not responding. So they're either like really hurt or dead, probably. And then goes through all these lists of reasonings where like they're probably dead at this point. And that's the truth. Like, unless there was some physical being there that was able to gag them, there's no way. Oh, wait, back up. Shit. We could have Dark Friend Aiel.
Could. There you go.
Daggone it. This person might have left on purpose.
She might have been looking for a source of power, and now she's got it. So that was my thought, was that she left on purpose.
That never crossed my mind till the moment I was like, and it's not like, well, no, it could be.
Yeah.
Shit.
And so she was trying to find a chance, an opportunity to get away and to find her way to some power, and it called to her, and she left.
Or maybe he or she. I like how you said she. It's very sexist of you. There's dudes here too.
But we know it's a she.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's right.
It says it's maiden. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. It's a maiden. It's Matt 2.0.
right. Well, so she may have had instructions like to dip out. It might not have just been like this eerie call to power. Like she might have had
I feel like this is,
instructions
I
to
know
dip
for
out.
a fact, this is not the last time we see her.
Oh yeah.
I say that with all the confidence just because this is how Jordan writes.
Okay.
So she's going to come back and she's not going to be on Rand's side.
No, standing next to her boss, which is not friends of Rand.
Correct.
Yeah, I could see that now.
Okay.
That's not where my mind was going 30 seconds ago. And then it just something popped in my brain.
Snapped. And yeah, when noon came around, the watching kind of went away. But then as the afternoon goes and they keep on searching, the watching comes back and it gets stronger and stronger, even more than it was the first time they were there. And the sun's getting really close to setting. And finally Rand's like, all right, I guess we have to go. Like, we can't stay here. And the maidens are still like, well, why can't we just stay? And it's like, we'll all be dead. And I think with Ogier, I should bring it up. Like, as soon as that sun sets, we're dead. Everyone here is dead. Like, there's no other way of putting this. Like, we're not going to survive. So we got to go.
They didn't even get an option of cake or death. The option was just death.
Death. Yeah. And interesting. I had a question about that. Like, as they're leaving, Rand offers to take the Ogier all the way to the Two Rivers. So he makes a gateway there. But as he's leaving, he cuts himself. And actually, both on the outside, but actually deeper on the inside. And you learn that he's actually has a cuts inside of him for each maiden.
I'm really confused about how that worked.
He doesn't let it heal. He just keeps on irritating it and lets these cuts stay inside of him.
But like where though? Is he cutting his heart or his lung or his pancreas or the inside of his?
I thought this was his hand.
But he said
skin, but then also does one internally.
Internally, and he has cuts for every single maiden he's lost inside of him, and he doesn't let him heal.
You might be talking about like an emotional cut. It might not be like a physical organ. Internal could be.
I think the way that read, he was.
Yeah, but literally, he's marking marks for every single maiden that he loses.
Yeah.
So even though he's trying to save the honor inside, he's still held himself responsible. Even though he's doesn't really understand the whole system, but he's still taking personal responsibility for any maiden.
For sure.
I mean, that's one of the burdens of leadership on any level. the nice thing about being a specialist in the Army, well, not I shouldn't say nice. I guess
It's
it was
awesome.
less of a burden in that anything happens to anybody and it's happening to a peer, a brother, a sister, and that's rough. So that's why I guess I shouldn't say the nice thing. You think that's bad until you get even to the team leader position or the squad leader position or the platoon sergeant position. And then now you're responsible. They're like your fucking kids that you're responsible for. And you are actually calling the shots of where they need to be and when and what they should do. And then when you lose them, there's looking back at it now, you know, I got off my first Iraq deployment end of 2007. And there are young second lieutenants that I'm friends with in social media and stay in touch with here and there. Everybody lost somebody. Every company, every platoon lost somebody in that deployment. And there's some that they got out of the military right after that deployment and they've just been struggling all throughout life. And you could tell that shit just ate away at them. And then there's some that are still in now. They're getting, you know, they're hitting their 20, getting near that. They're lieutenant colonels, full board colonels. They're having these fantastic careers. But in the private group chats and in the private social media groups, they're the ones that are just pouring out the most, especially on the anniversaries of. And you could look, there's not one of them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. There's not one of them that forgets any one soldier they ever lost, ever. And it always weighs on them. I mean, it may not be like some of them feel more guilty about it, but all of them feel responsible. If that makes sense. I don't know. So I guess I get it. Like maybe the IEL think it's ridiculous and they're like, oh, Rand, this is just what we do. Just, you know, get over it. No big deal. But I feel it. I can see how Rand cannot let any one death of these people that are dedicated to serving him just roll off his shoulders. You know, I wouldn't be able to.
It's not very human to ask that of anybody, but this is where we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anything of all this before we travel to the Two Rivers?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Very close to the Two Rivers, but not actually.
Well, no, the Two Rivers, not Emmons Field. Still the Two Rivers. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So we got the Two Rivers where we think no one's going to be because nothing was there a few years ago. But apparently now there's a whole farm there. And just kind of pops in. There's a boy just like runs away, like terrified, drops his crook. He has a shepherd or whatever and runs off to the house. And Rand's like, how's this for get as close as possible? I'm not going to town. I don't want to be here. But I just wanted to get you as close as possible.
Don't tell anybody about me.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody about me. Just how you got here.
Weird. You would think he'd want people to know about him, especially his people from home.
Yeah.
He wants to protect them. But this is where my thought process went because yes, Chris, I started thinking that, but then I answered myself in my own head and I knew it was me because I recognized my own voice. And I said, well, he wants to protect his people. But if he really wanted to protect his people and he already had this information about all these other waygates that are in the mountains there very close by, and he knows he's already doing these Ogier a favor by traveling the way he is and could get him way faster than if they just ran there. Like, why doesn't he go address all these other gates to better protect his people? That's the only thing I would have done different. I would have hit all the other gates nearby there and then deuce the fuck out.
Yeah.
Well, one gate's already locked because Loyal locked it.
He don't know that.
He doesn't.
Rand don't know that.
But he really needed to talk to Perrin and tell Perrin what was going on and solicit some help and get that done.
Although, what if Loyal is with Perrin almost to Camelin?
That's probably what's going to happen.
I swear.
Rand's going to pop back up and they're going to be chilling in his house, just waiting on him.
Why are we slinging all these pigeons all over the world sending messages and people still don't know what the fuck's going on?
Because people are hard-headed. They're going to do what they want to do.
Communication, the wheel of time. Say it ain't so.
That's twice in one episode. I think we might say it again.
Yeah. And so yeah. And then the boy season runs off, and Heyman leaves Ram with the last little words, saying, "Be careful. You're gonna kill yourself. If you keep it up, you need to stay safe." Pretty much. And then they part ways.
You know what I was liking about the professor here? As much as we loved every little interaction we had with Loyal, we got the reminder that Loyal is just a young pup. Loyal, he knows what he knows, but he still don't know shit. He ain't been around that long. The professor knows some shit.
Sure.
He might not be very worldly.
Sure.
Oh, that's a better sure. Thank you. Use that one for now on. That's a good one too. That other sure you use, there's so much attitude in it. It's like I feel small when you use. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She has. It's a very sure. Like, anyways, but this professor guy, the potential of what he knows is it's way up there. All right, we're getting another good night hug. You want to say hi? You can talk in the mic.
Good
Say hi.
night.
Good night.
Say it with your chest. Say hi.
Hi.
All right. Tell him good night.
Good night.
All right. Love you, buddy.
So what if I don't want to tell them good night, yo?
Yeah.
Takes the dark side here.
He's like, I thought we said Alan's a dark friend. Why are we saying good night?
All right, Jake. I'll stay off your gifts.
I like a
And that's
couple
how-
of them.
And that's how we end this. Is this show kid friendly? No.
I mean, it depends on your parenting.
I guess so. Yeah, depends on your parenting. So
That's the right answer.
The way
And
I grew up, it would have been okay.
I watch Ozark with my kids, and
Mm.
if you've seen it, you know I'm a bad parent. It's, yeah. But we pause it and have discussions about morality, and
yeah, I can't say I watch anything like I watch Star Wars with my kids. That's about as far, but my kids are younger.
I was about to say,
I mean, Anakin literally slaughters a bunch of children.
We haven't got to that part yet.
there will be parts that I've asked forward through.
I'll wait till a little older to see Anakin chops his arms off in a pit of lava, crawling up, and yeah.
Do you know younglings are just like tattoos? They could both be removed with lasers.
I saw a gif or that meme.
Yeah.
So that's how we end this chapter. Then the parting ways, Rand going back, and
Ian, what comes next?
We jump to Matt. All right, this is our first opportunity to do this. I'm not going to go way down the rabbit hole, but I
haven't read any of it yet.
So there's a little bit of Matt. We get a little bit more inside of Matt's head and how he builds his teams, and gosh, in such a really smart and devious way. We run into some tinkers, but not in a happy way. And
they're dead. Great.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So favorite character,
Matt,
from these chapters.
Avienda.
Okay.
No, it's a cop out.
Who's the head of the maidens again that are
Sulin?
Sulin?
Yeah.
I want to give it to her. I'm still kind of confused as to the nature of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I talked earlier about how some of the reaction threw me off, but clearly Rand still doesn't fucking get it. But she is representing her people like as hardcore as fucking possible. She even puts her own toes at risk. She stubbed her toe by doing the whole, hey, Rand's in trouble, and even the guy Shine show up. And she's like, fuck it, we'll deal with that later. But right now, we need to make sure the car is fucking straight. When he comes home safe, y'all could deal with me then. But right now, we're going to make sure he's straight. Like, so, like, she's sacrificing herself in ways I don't even think we fully understand in these chapters. There was a hint that there's going to be repercussions for what she did. Not even with Rand, but within her own people. Did y'all catch that? We didn't even talk about it.
No, I did. Mentioned it before. It's like she's going to have to pay for what she did because she used hand signals.
Yeah.
With the Gashine, and that's not allowed.
Right. But like the mission, her ultimate mission took priority even over that.
Yeah.
And she recognized, she's like, I'm going to fucking pay for this, but got to do it. So
yeah,
I can appreciate that. So her, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I'll say Timanis for the next chapter, but we'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there next time.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, no, because he didn't pick up on the people that Matt ultimately selected.
Sure. Okay. So, we'll get to that next week. So next week on the Will Reads, we're going to be doing 3 chapters again, 22, 23, 25, 24, 22, 23, 24. And those chapter titles are Heading South, which is a Matt chapter, To Understand a Message.
That's Loyal leaving a note. I knew y'all were coming. I don't want to get married. Leave me the fuck alone.
I'll give you a hint. That's a Forsaken chapter.
Oh
shit!
And then
my thought was like, oh, maybe they're gonna learn a little bit more about the dream and maybe decipher one. And now it's like, nope.
And the last one's an embassy.
Embassy.
Like a group of people traveling with a king or a queen.
Yeah.
Or the ones traveling with the Aiel, like men. Is men finally hooking up with Rand?
Maybe.
Oh, Loyal. Somebody just asked, where's Loyal at? Believe it or not. So I think he would have enjoyed this beach week. We were talking about the weather earlier, but when I offered to bring him, we even have an Ogier bed here. That's what Meredith and I are using. Meanwhile, I still only get a sliver of the bed. It's crazy how that happens. But to the point, we were talking about the last couple of years and how crazy hot it's been here. And he wasn't too excited about that. So he stayed at home. But I feel bad because it's been perfect, non-humid, nice cool breeze weather. He would have loved it. We were just talking about it before the show. And yeah, sorry, guys. I should have brought him.
Should have. Yeah.
That's on me.
That's on you. Anyway, yeah, so that's all I got. We'll wrap it up. How we can be found? It's at thewillreads.com. That's where links to everything is. Our social media, all the different places we can find us. You can email us. You can write reviews directly on the website. And yeah, they'll show up there. You could email us. You can also join our Discord and talk to us. And we'll be hanging out on Discord. At least I will a little bit afterwards. I think Ian's going to go hang out. Yeah, I
did jump in earlier today. Nobody responded to me. I'm going to try to be better about it. I keep saying that, but I actually jumped in today, and I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Well, one person responded.
Yeah, you got to announce your. Oh, you mean you just jumped in chat, or do you jump in voice chat?
Chats.
Okay. Yeah, chats. I saw it. I made an emoji.
You did. Thing.
Yeah, so I saw it. I read it. But yeah, so come join us after the show. We'll be hanging out. At least I will be hanging out a little bit on Discord afterwards. I think Ian's going to go hang out with family at the beach. I don't know if Chris is doing
cornhole tournament.
I'll be there for a little bit. And then support us through merchandise. We do have a merch store. Lots of cool stuff there. Everything from infancy till when you're old and drinking age. So baby onesies all the way up to frosty mugs and shot glasses. So got it all. Go check out the merch. Check out our Patreon. Great way to get extra perks. We send out merch to our patrons. I need to send some out. I'm behind on sending out the merch to them. But we also do like live chapter reactions. We're starting to do those. We did one already. We have a chapter coming up we're going to do again in a few weeks. So keep that in mind. And come check it out. And that's all I got for this week. So
Until next time.
Peace. By the way, we've been
Okay,
doing
bye.
this without you, and even missed when we talk about Mistborn. We don't have you.
Yeah, we don't have you for Mistborn.
It's coming. Like I said,
Yeah.
I've got to.
That's what she said.
I gotta.
Yeah. Have him catch up, and then we'll.
There it is. There it is.
I had to get one.
And hey, where we're at, shout out to Jake, my friends, because he is the man. Johnny on the spot with that one.
Yeah.
He never misses a giggity, or that's what she said. That's
That's
what he's there for.
Yeah. Yeah, once we catch up to Stormlight Archive, Ian, you can come maybe start reading Stormlight along with us. And
All right.
we're reading really fast though. So you have to read at fast speed.
Sounds good.
All right. So anyway, yeah.
Love you guys.
I'm gonna end this.